so I switched it. I'm ill up on the microphone, this truth was live on Twitch, blood, and I'm twitching. Yeah, cause I'm morphing. Fucking dolphins. I do what I wanna do upon the microphone. My freestyle is hot, now it's scorching. Yeah, they're like, man, who taught him? Don't worry about that. I'm warning.
Yes, what's happening, people? And welcome back to GavGoesIn. Yes, people, big up yourselves for coming through. Big up to all the mods. Big up to Lumi. Big up to Not Brett May. And big up to Chris Amok. So, Manchester United versus Brentford. You know, must-win game, guys. Must-win game for Ruben Amorim. You know, can Ruben Amorim get back-to-back Premier League wins for the first time in his Man United career? You know, Brentford again coming off the back of a 3-1 loss to Fulham. But as we know at home, you know, Brentford are very strong. So, yeah, listen, it's going to make for a very good game. Guys, if anyone's got the lineup, make sure you put that in the chat as well. Lumi's saying it'll be a tight United win. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I think the main thing that I'm looking for is for a good performance and a couple of goals. You know? But as we know, Brentford at home, no, Brentford are a decent team at home. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, listen, a game to look forward to. Big up to Barbara Joseph as well. Says, hey Gav, sorry I missed your stream. Yeah, no problem, no problem. As I said, you know, you guys are part of the community, so when you guys can come through, it's much appreciated. But I understand people have things to do, you know. But listen, it's life, you know. But big up yourself. Oh, is the music still playing? Guys, can you hear me now? Guys, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Guys, just give me a thumb up if you can hear me. All good. Okay, cool. So yeah, yeah, guys, listen. If you've got the team news, make sure you put that in the chat for me. You know, I've seen that. Well, I've heard that Cunha is starting. You know, obviously Bayinde, I know, is in goal. So yeah, if you've got the team news, guys, put that in the chat for me, please. Big up to Chris and Mark as well. So yeah, guys, listen. Watch-alongs. You know, I'm not going to promise something that I'm not going to deliver. You know, but I will try and do as many watch-alongs as I can. You know, obviously, you know, life gets in the way sometimes. But yeah, I will start doing more and more watch-alongs. I'm actually going to do a watch-along tomorrow for the Newcastle and Arsenal game. So yeah, make sure you guys come through and support the channel tomorrow as well. So yeah, it's not just going to be Man United, it's going to be other teams as well. So as I said, yeah, make sure you come through tomorrow. So Newcastle, Arsenal tomorrow at 4:30. I think it is at St James's Park. So yeah, listen, make sure you guys come through and support the channel. Yeah, I heard, yeah, Potter got sacked. Yeah, I see it. And you know what? When I see that, I thought, because Potter's been sacked and then they're looking at bringing in Nuno Espirito Santo. So, yeah, listen, it's one of them things. It's one of them things where they're showing that they're a bigger club than Man United, because unacceptable that what Graham Potter has done. And again, I've done a stream on the 3 managers that I think are the most likely to get sacked. Obviously, Potter's now gone. And I thought they would have given Potter a couple of more games, because I think there's one game in there in particular that I think he might have got 3 points. So, yeah, but listen, they've pulled the plug, and you can't really blame them, really, you know, because as I said, man, they weren't happy with what Potter was doing, and yeah, they've pulled the plug. So, it is what it is. Not Brett May says, you on the beer? Nah, man, super malt, bro. Super malt. I don't drink beer, man. Never drink beer. I've never drank beer. But this is super malt. So, for those of you that know super malt, non-alcoholic. So, yeah, that's what I'm on today, man. But, yeah, nah, I don't drink beer. Not for me. Yeah, not for me. Yeah, listen, Chris, man. As I said, man, guys, if you've got the team, put that in and we'll discuss the team. I kind of know who's going to be playing anyway because this man just quite obvious. I've heard that Harry Maguire's starting, which I'm surprised because I thought Lenny Yoro was definitely going to play because of Kevin Schade, and I think I've just seen Brentford's team, yeah, and Brentford are playing Schade, Dango Utara, and Igor Thiago. So again, I'm surprised that Yoro's not playing, but he's going to play the lit right side centre back, and then obviously I guarantee you Dallo plays as well. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But guys, yeah, make sure you're sharing the channel as well. And as always, make sure you guys sub to the channel if you're new in here, and make sure you you smash that like button as well. So kickoff is in 20 minutes. Must win game for me. Must win game. So not Brett May says, wish Rangers would sack Russell Martin. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Russell Martin, ex-player as well for Norwich. And I mean, to be honest, yeah, I'm not sure how Rangers are actually doing. Obviously, you know better than me, not Brett May, but yeah, by all accounts, you know, I've been hearing that there's a lot of unrest at Rangers. You know, who did he take over from? Was it forgot his name now? Was he French? The guy that he took over from? Brett, let me know who was the manager that Russell Martin took over from. I can't remember his name. It's gonna bug me now. But yeah, listen, I haven't watched too much of Rangers, so you know better than me. So let me know why you want him sacked. Because as I said, man, I think yeah, I think I don't think they're doing too well in the league at the moment. I believe so. So okay, the team guys, buy in there. Matthias de Ligt, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Diogo Dallo, yeah, Philip Clement, that's the guy. Manuel Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Patrick Dorgu, Brian Mbeumo, Matthias Cunha, and Benjamin Sesko. Do you know what? What do I make of this team? I mean, the team that he's done actually is quite close to what I picked. I think there's probably two. So I said Euro and Mount will play, but it's actually Sesko and Maguire. So I am shocked. Everything else I knew would kind of play. I mean, as I said to you earlier, guys, the fact that Lenny Yoro is not starting, I think might be a bit of a problem. But then he's playing Harry Maguire as the centre back for his aerial presence. So he'll be up against Igor Thiago, you know, who's quite a physical striker. And then the Ligt will be playing on the right side. But again, you've got someone like Kevin Schade, who's very quick. So I thought he would have played Yoro to match up with Kevin Schade. Again, yeah, it's crazy to be honest with you, but I mean, I look at that team, and although I don't like the majority of this team, I mean, Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, I do like. I mean, I would have liked Joshua Zirkzee to play, and if you're Joshua Zirkzee, you must be looking at this and thinking, you know, this is an absolute joke that he can't even get a start. But that front three, I do like. You know, Dorgu, yep, I knew Dorgu was going to play. I mean, Bruno's going to play. Ugarte, that midfield, I don't like at all. Dallo's now back in, but obviously Ahmad couldn't play anyway, and Mazraoui is injured. And then Shaw, Maguire, de Ligt. Again, I would have played Euro, but it's to be expected what he's playing there. And as I said, guys, nothing less than 3 points. You know, if he doesn't get anything more than 3 points, he's failed. You know, I expect to see 6 points out of the next 2 games under Amorim if he's still here. That's what I expect. Big up to Sham. Big up Sham for coming through. Guys, come on, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you sub to the channel. So I'm also live, guys, tomorrow for the kickoff between Newcastle and Arsenal. So yeah, make sure you guys come through as well and support the channel. That's going to be a good game, you know, at St. James's Park. And for me, They need to win that game, Arsenal. You know, these are the kind of games that Arsenal have to go to and win. You know, nothing less, because if you want to be considered as title favourites, you know, they're the kind of games you got to win, unfortunately. So let's see what he does. So Chrism says United sound reasonably balanced on paper today. I mean, let's go through the team again. So the back three. I mean, I would have definitely preferred to have seen Lenny Yoro there, purely because of his pace to deal with Kevin Schade on that side. But again, De Ligt playing there, you know, De Ligt's arguably our best defender. So I haven't really got too much issue with that. Just that I would have preferred to see Lenny Yoro in there with De Ligt. Maguire and Shaw, I mean, obviously experienced, you know, Premier League proven, you know, so yeah, I mean, you could see that. I mean, I didn't think I didn't think Aiden Heaven was going to play. And who else is there? That's it, yeah. So, yeah, that's to be expected. It isn't United's strongest backline by any means for me. Dallo and Dorgu as the fullbacks, but again, that just means United are going to set up with 5 at the back, because Dorgu is really a left back. Dallo is really a right back, and you've got them two in the wing back positions. So, as I said, man, it's going to be a 5 at the back again. I know Mazraoui's out, and Ahmad, obviously, that has been playing there, is not available as well. So, but it's that midfield that I don't trust, because there's no composure in that midfield. There's no ball retention in that midfield. And I think at away to Brentford, where Brentford are going to press them in that midfield, you've got 2 players there that under pressure. You know, I just don't trust what they're going to do. You know, I think Ugarte obviously is more defensive in there. And again, guys, I don't know. People thought that Kobbie Mainoo was going to start. Kobbie was never starting, and this is why Kobbie's making noise about moving, which he's not going to do. But it's more or less to force Ineos's hand to move the manager on. So, as I said, yeah, Ugarte, Fernandez in there, I don't really trust. But the front three is where I'm looking at the game, where the game could be won. You know, Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko. And you've got Xerxes, in my opinion, that should be starting. That could come on as well. So, as I said, yeah. Yeah, I think it will be one in that front three. Again, I'm surprised that Mason Mount's not even playing, really. You know, it was basically either Mason Mount or Sesko. And I think what Amorim's done there is gone with Sesko. And I think he's only done that because of the backlash from the fans. Because obviously he's a new signing. They would have thought, you know, let's get Sesko in there, because the manager knows he's under pressure. So I think if he would have played Mason Mount and they wouldn't have won, I think the fans would have got on to Amorim. So I think he's played Sesko for that reason, in my opinion, you know. So who else has been hammering Timu this week? Nah, what's going on with Timu? What is Timu doing some mad discount or something like that? I haven't been on Timu, to be honest, but let me know, Chrism. Are they doing some mad discount? Gav, your graphic is badass. Big up, GavGoesIn. Smash that like button. Yeah, big up to Barbara Joseph, man. Big up. Big up. Just going through some of the chats. Yeah, listen, tomorrow's going to be a pressure game. I mean, they'll be confident. The fact that what's his name, William Saliba, just signed a new contract, 5-year contract. But yeah, I think against Newcastle, as I mentioned, it's not going to be easy going St James's Park. And if they was to go there and win, you know, I think you'd have to look at Arsenal as they might have turned the corner. I don't know. I mean, that Man City game, for the way that he started, was poor. But let's see what team he goes with tomorrow, because as I said, yeah, I expect Eze to start, and Eze needs to start for me personally. He needs to start for me. Yeah, he definitely needs to start. My prediction for today's game. Tough, tough. I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1. But guys, do not be surprised if Brentford win. But I'm gonna say 1-1. Yeah, I'll say 1-1. 10 minutes to kick off, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1. Let me know your predictions. But I'm going with 1-1. So if United lose one of the next 2 games against Brentford and Sunderland, and then lose against Liverpool, Amorim will get sacked. If anything, he'll be gone by the international window. So again, yeah, I've heard that there's if they sack him in November, whether this is true or not, I'm not too sure. But I've heard if they sack him in November, the payout isn't that much. Whether that's true or not, I'm not too sure. But I just wonder if Ineos acts before that, because, as I said, I think losing to Brentford and Sunderland, that is that's unacceptable for me. So yeah, I think if we're honest, should he even see the Liverpool game if he was to lose both of them? Because away to Liverpool, as we know, is not going to be easy. But if you're coming off the back of a loss or a couple of draws against Brentford and Sunderland, you can't expect them to go to Anfield and win the game. So, but again, it's down to Ineos, man. Like, the annoying thing is we're not sure what's in Ineos's mind. I mean, the only thing is Sir Jim Ratcliffe went to the training ground. I believe, was it this week? He was at the training ground. Or was it last? It was either last week or this week? He was at the training ground, which is obviously showing that he's not happy with what he's seen. So that could be a kick up the arse for the manager to to start fixing up, basically. And obviously it starts with today's game. So yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? But let's focus on today's game. And as I said, man, nothing less than 3 points for me. Nothing less than 3 points. Amorim's leaning his strengths and weaknesses. Also, Amorim's learning his strengths and weaknesses, but bang on the midfield, fella. Again, I agree. Mount should have gotten the nod today. I mean, I'm not sure if he's learning his strengths and weaknesses. I don't know. I don't know, because again, if it all goes wrong today, what I'm gonna look at is the decision to start Harry Maguire, because I can see why he's playing Maguire, because Maguire's physically can compete with Igor Thiago. I understand that, and obviously Maguire's good in the air as well. But I think they're missing a trick by not playing Euro because of Kevin Schade. I know De Ligt's out there, as I said, but De Ligt's better as a centre back. And Kevin Schade's got pace. And to be fair, De Ligt's a very good defender, and positionally he's very good as well. But I just wonder if, I just worry if the ball gets turned over in a transition, Schade's got pace, and at least Lenny Yoro is able to keep with him. So that's going to be one to watch. And so when we're saying lean on his strengths and weaknesses, I think it's a weakness not to play Yoro, and in a sense, and it's a strength to play Maguire because of his aerial ability. So yeah, it's odd, really. But let's see what happens. The midfield, the midfield's poor. It is poor. I mean, for what's available to him, Ugarte and Bruno was always going to play that, But again, this is where I say this midfield, like this system, is what is destroying this team, because he hasn't really got much options. It's either Kobe, Ugarte, or Bruno. Bruno's always going to play. And as I said to you guys before, you can't play Bruno and Kobe in the same midfield because there's no balance there. Yeah. So Ugarte was always going to play, but Ugarte is not good. So let's just see what happens. But I don't trust that midfield, not one bit. Not one bit. And yeah, we're going to see. But again, Mason Mount, I thought was going to start the game. But he's gone with Sesko. Sesko for Mount and Maguire for Yoro. They're the two changes that I thought was gonna. Well, they're the two that I got wrong because I thought those two would play. But again, for different reasons, which is why he's done what he's done. Big up to Broderick. Big up my guy. So Chrism reckons 1-0 Thriller, United, or maybe 1-1. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna say 1-1. But what I will say is I'm just basing it off how United have been playing. Don't be surprised if Brentford actually win the game. I know Brentford got beat 3-1 by Fulham after taking the lead, but at home, they've got a very good record at home, and their home record and their away record is totally the other way around. So yeah, let's see. Not Brett May says, do you think Liverpool will drop points against Palace? You know what? I think this could be one of the games of the weekend, Palace and Liverpool. I think Palace under Oliver Glasner, they are a very good team. You think of the way they play. You think of Eze going. And to be honest with you, Eze was their key attacker. But I think Yeremy Pino's coming. I'm not sure if Pino's playing today. But it's one of them things where, it doesn't look like they're actually missing Eze at the moment. So as I said, man, it's going to be a tough game for Liverpool, and I think away from home, I can actually see Palace picking up points because under Glasner in that that three at the back system, you think of the two wing backs in Tyreek Mitchell and Daniel Munoz, two attacking wing backs. You've got Ismail Assar, Pino playing just behind Jean-Philippe Mateta, who's their key striker. But their defense is very solid. You got Mark Guehi. Again, Guehi was linked to joining Liverpool, which I think will happen, whether it's in January or next season. But they got Lacroix, Maxence Lacroix. And Lacroix, to be honest with you, he does complement Guehi good because Lacroix, he's physical, he's got pace, he's tough as well. And I think those two, and I think they play Chris Richards as well. That three there, that's quite a good three. And it's a three that that will cause problems that will be tough for any striker coming up against them. And you think they've only conceded 2 goals this season, which is some doing, really. So again, yeah, if Palace today, man, at home, I wouldn't even be surprised if Palace win. I mean, Liverpool have won every game, but the way Liverpool have been playing hasn't been great, but they've won every game, which is mad. But I just think that if Palace are on their game today, don't be surprised if Palace actually nick it, But I think I'm looking at a draw, if anything. I'm looking at a draw. Yeah, guys, the teams are out now. Listen, it's going to be a good game, man. I can just feel it. Guys, let me know your predictions. What do you reckon? So yeah, Sharda on the left, Otara, yep. Damsgaard in the 10, Igor Thiago, Henderson and Yarmouk as the 2 DMs. Or centre mids, you say. Coyote, Hickey, Collins, Van der Berg. Yeah. I mean, the Man United team, as I said, it's quite obvious what he's going to do here. It's 3-4-2-1 system. So Forest, Sunderland, Spurs, Wolves, decent day in front of TV. I think Forest, Sunderland, Forest, Sunderland. Who's at home? I think if Forest at home, I think they win that at home. Forest. Spurs, Wolves. I think Spurs win that. Yeah, I think Spurs will win that. So Brett May says, why is the keeper not playing? I mean, easy answer, Brett. I mean, the what's his name? Amorim didn't want Senna Lemens, and I'm glad that Lemens was signed because it's showing it's more of a club signing, and they're not really looking at the manager as such. Yeah, but the fact that he hasn't been playing, I'm not surprised because we all know that that Amorim wanted Emiliano Martinez, and obviously he hasn't got Martinez. Lemens come in, but he's going to stick with Bayinde. Unless Bayinde makes, a catastrophe of errors. So that's why he's not playing. So Broderick says Brentford don't have attacking intent. We'll smother them. Let's see, man. Let's see, because I'll tell you one thing. Shada and Dango Utara. And again, Utara was the replacement for Brian Mbeumo. Yeah. And Otara's a good player. So them two and Igor Thiago, we're going to see. Because at home, they are a different kettle of fish at home. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There are going to be some key battles out there. Shada up against Dallo and De Ligt in that left channel on Brentford's side. Dango Utara up against Luke Shaw and Patrick Dorgu on that side. There's some good matchups there. Bruno and Yagate up against Henderson and Yarmouk. You would say all four of those players there, all high energy players. So there's some good matchups there, definitely. Igor Thiago up against Harry Maguire. There'll be some key battles there. So look, Shada's already off, guys. Kick off, here we go. Big up to Mike. Guys, let me know your score predictions. 2-1 Forest, maybe 2-2. Spurs 3-0. Liverpool 2-1, maybe 2-2. Newcastle versus VA Arsenal 3-2 thriller. United 1-0. Haha, let's see how clueless I am. Listen, who knows, man? Who knows? But it's going to make reading for some good weekend action of football, man. Random one, but Verstappen is crushing it in a different racing series. He's the Messi of racing drivers. What? Verstappen's the Messi of racing drivers? Whatever happened to Lewis Hamilton, man? What is Verstappen number one right now? Brentford moving the ball nicely at the moment. And guys, as I said, it's going to be a different game. It's going to be a different game for Brentford because Brentford at home, they're very good at home. Oh, yeah, that Hickey. Yeah, Hickey's left foot, isn't he? Yeah. I've always followed Hamilton, but Vap is class. Yeah, I mean, who's dominating it right now then? Verstappen and who else? Is it a guy called George Russell? Is he part of it as well? I don't really watch F1, to be honest. So he's not on the top of the F1 standings. McLaren's too strong, but he's making the championship entertaining. He'll pass Lewis for 8 titles. What, 8 titles into what, this season? What's the record at the moment, Broderick? What's the record? Does Lewis hold the record? And you're saying that Verstappen will overtake him? Okay, so Lewis and Schumacher are tied at 7. Hamilton is joint with Schumacher. Oh yeah, Lando Norris is another one. So what? Verstappen's on. What is Verstappen on now then? Broderick, what's he on now? Played delict. To be honest with you guys, it started as an even game. To be honest, even game. I think Brentford have been slightly the better team so far. Good ball, Maguire. Oh, got unlucky. I was unlucky that. Guys, what are you making of United's away kit? The black and the yellow. You know what? I think the kit's all right, but I think the socks should be black. I think if the socks were black, I think it'd be a lot better. Yeah, listen, I think it's all right, but I think the socks should be black. Six minutes in. Played Sesko. Unlucky. Good play. So I'm on 7 minutes. What, are you guys ahead? You know what? The way both teams have matched up in terms of lineups is quite even. You know, you look at that Man United's left-hand side with Dorgu and Luke Shaw against Coyote and Utara. It's quite an even matchup in terms of physicality. Done well there. Done well there. Oh, yeah, what's going on there? Oh, my God. 1-0. What the? What's going on there? Oh, what a finish. Is he onside? He can't be fucking onside. What is going on there? Guys, what did I tell you? Is he onside? You know what, guys? I had to tell you, yeah. What the hell is this? Yeah, he's onside. He's onside. Do you know what? His movement, yeah. What's Maguire doing? And what's the finish? Is he onside? What a finish. Off his left foot as well. Toy. Guys, is he offside or what? Because from the angle I just see, it looked like he was on. Nah, that's not a foul, man. Oh, there we go. Is he off? He looks onside for me. Let's see. What a finish, though. Left foot. Yeah, he's onside. Ah. Oh, my God, man. Guys, I did say, man, Brentford at home, they're a different kettle of fish, man. They've got some problematic players in their attack, man. I'm telling you. 1-0 already. 1-0. And guys, as we know, United going behind. Let's see. Huh, 1-0. That was a great finish, I ain't gonna lie. Great finish from Igor Thiago. It's weird, they got Igor Thiago and Igor Jesus. I think Igor Jesus is at Nottingham Forest. Igor Thiago's at obviously Brentford. Two Brazilians that were brought in the summer. No, actually, no. I think Thiago was actually there last season, but I think he was injured. My God, man, 1-0. Yeah, the big up, Sham. No worries, man. No worries. Big up yourself. Hate watching her. Yeah, big up, man. No worries. Let's just hope your team, man, pick up 3 points because we will be here. Big up. Broderick says, do you rate Dorgu? Yeah, listen, Dorgu's a good player, man. I mean, Dorgu's not being helped by this system. I don't. I've been saying this for a while. Patrick Dorgu for me is he's the I believe Dorgu can be unlucky. Dorgu can be Man United's answer, Bayern Munich's answer to Alphonso Davies. I think if you play Dorgu as a left back in a 4, with his physicality and his pace, he could be what Alphonso Davies is doing for Bayern Munich. Obviously, he's not fit at the moment, but he could be that for me, you know. But again, Man United should have really gone and got another left back and have Dorgu learn off him, because Dorgu's what, 20? You know, Man United definitely should have gone and got another left back to help Dorgu. But again, in this system, wing back, he's going to be playing every week, really, you'd think. But and guys, you know what I worry about now, yeah? The fact United are down now, United now need to go and force the game, yeah? And in that central midfield area, they don't really have players that can. They don't really have players, yeah, that can open the game up in terms of, you know, slipping the ball through eye of a needle, in a sense. They don't have that. And the fact of the matter is, as well, they're gonna be open to the counter. And when you've got players like Utara, Sharda, and Thiago as well, who have got pace, you know, this is where the problem's gonna happen now. Big up to Gunners, fam. Yeah. Listen, Broderick. When I'm saying Alphonso Davies, I'm not saying Dorgu's a better player than Davies, but if you look at what Alphonso Davies offers for Bayern Munich, yeah, and for Canada, obviously Canada he plays a different position, he plays more of a winger, but for Bayern Munich, you know, he's got pace and he's got strength, yeah. The physicality for him is not a problem. My God. But as an actual defender, he isn't great. But it's his physicality and his pace that gets him out of a lot of different difficult situations, yeah? I'm looking at Dorgu and how Dorgu plays. The wing-back role is not doing him justice, because a lot of the time, he's just used as someone that can just run onto the ball. And I actually feel sorry for him, because he's 20 years of age, and the way that this team plays, don't be surprised if he gets burnt out, because they just look at Dorgu as, yeah, let's just play the ball into the area if we're under pressure, and then he can run onto it, which is, for me, a joke. But I just think him at left back, you know, in a 4, I'm looking at him as the answer to Alphonso Davies for United in terms of the physicality and the pace, you know. Utara from Brentford could be their next sale, like Embremo and Vissa. No, Utara's just gone Brentford, so they're not going to sell him already. You know what I mean? He's just gone Brentford. You know, if they was to sell him, you're probably looking at the next 2-3 years. But that Utara's a good player, man. Come from Bournemouth. That's a goal. Oh my Lord. Good save from Bayinde, but to be fair, it's a save you expect him to make, really. Oh my. Oh, we're getting peppered. What is going on? We are getting absolutely peppered. Brentford are taking the piss. We are getting absolutely peppered. Yeah, he did. Igor Jesus scored 2. Yeah, he scored 2 for Nottingham Forest against Real Betis. It's mad, man. The Igor Jesus, Igor Thiago, 2 Brazilians. You shouldn't have let go of McTominay, as he would have put them through balls in. He's a Ballon d'Or top 20, you know. Yeah, biggest load of rubbish I've heard. Listen, not only is McTominay not someone that can play the ball through the eye of a needle, but him being in the top 20 of the Ballon d'Or is a crime to football. It's an absolute crime to football. Again, if you guys haven't seen my short recently, you know, I couldn't believe McTominay. The fact that we're talking about Scott McTominay as a top 20 in the Ballon d'Or is the day football died. Football died a long time ago, but it's definitely been confirmed when you got the likes of McTominay in the top 20 for me, you know, because that's unforgivable, man. The Ballon d'Or is meant to be the best player, the best players. You know, how can you look at McTominay as being one of the best players in the world? Like it's crazy, man. As I say, it's a crime to football. Ugarte is nothing but a hatchet, man. He is. He is. The fact that we got to watch Ugarte in this team is a crime to football as well. You know, the fact that Man United paid what 60 million, I believe, for Ugarte. You know, whoever sanctioned that deal should have already been sacked. Gav, we're not playing football. What is this? But bro, why are you surprised? Like, don't be surprised. Got 2-0. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? 2-0. Guys, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? This manager's a fucking disgrace, man. I'm telling you. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? 2-0. Absolute fucking joke. We are getting absolutely peppered by Brentford, and I'm not surprised. I told you guys, Brentford at home, they're a different story. Igor Thiago's got 2 now. I told you Kevin Schade. I told you about Kevin Schade before the game, guys. He's got mad pace. I'm telling you. German is a German player. Mad pace, yeah. I said Lenny Yoro needs to play because he can deal with Schade's pace. Yeah? You see what I mean? Absolute fucking joke, man. I'm telling you. Oh, fuck Bruno Fernandes, man. I don't want to keep hearing about Bruno Fernandes. Man. Please. Bro, we're not getting top 6 with this manager. You mad? Top 6 with this manager? No, listen. I've already told you lot already, yeah? Man United are a bottom half team with this manager in charge. I've already told you. I've seen too much already. They're a bottom half team with this manager. There's no chance of getting top 6. There's no top 6 under this manager. If anyone thinks Man United get top 6 with this manager, I don't know what you're smoking. A different manager and a different system gets top 6, not this manager. This manager's poor. I'm telling you. He's poor. You see what I mean about Bruno Fernandes, yeah? He started doing his shit again, yeah? Whenever he gets the ball and he gives it away or, you know, he can't find that pass, he always blames someone. The guy's an absolute clown, man. Good play. Guys, I promise you this now, it's going to be more than 2-0. I promise you this now, it's going to be more than 2-0. The way this game has started for Brentford, It'll be more than 2-0. I promise you. Yeah, 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline because the next goal is the next goal, funny enough, is crucial. The next goal is actually crucial. Unlucky Sesko. You know what? From what I've seen of Sesko, yeah, again, I didn't really want Sesko, but from what I've seen of him, you know, he's actually decent. Me personally, Joshua Zirkzee should be the guy, but from what I've seen of Sesko, he's decent. He's decent. Tell you now, Brentford are a decent team, man. They're actually a decent team, especially at home. Oh my God, what's going on here? Yeah, big up Mike, man. As I said, I think it gets worse than this because I'm looking at this now, yeah. United are going to be chasing the game. Gaps are going to be left all over the pitch, yeah, which there already is in that midfield. And again, you haven't got no players there that could, especially in the center of the pitch, that can slip the ball for an eye of a needle or can actually carry the ball. So, comment of the day, man. So Gunners fan says, so many people say that Bruno starts at Real Madrid. They are mad. Yeah, listen, these people don't take any notice to them, man. These guys don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. That's the honest truth. They don't know what they're talking about, man. If you want to go through all the teams in the Premier League, the top teams in the Premier League, does he start at Liverpool? No. Does he start Man City? No. Does he start at? Oh, they're causing problems. They're causing absolute problems from set pieces. Brentford. Oh, they're causing problems from set pieces. Does he start in Chelsea? Does he start for Chelsea? No. Newcastle? No. Who else is there? Look at that from your guy. He's poor. I mean, the weight of pass was shocking. 2-1. Sesko. 2-1. Sesko. 2-1. You know what? Ugarte overhit the pass, yeah? Nah, it's still in play. Nah, 2-1. Well done, Sesko. Nah, he's on. The ball didn't go out of play. It's 2-1. Well done, Sesko. Ugarte's ball was overhit. Dorgu kept it on. But Sesko, it's a poor save, really, from Kelleher. Especially that one there. You don't do that right there. There's no VAR, man. It's a goal. 2-1. What are you talking about? What are you looking at? It's 2-1. What are you looking at? It's 2-1. Nah, listen. If they was to allow this, if they was to disallow this, man. Yeah, it's a goal. 2-1. What are you talking about? To be fair, that was comical. That was comical. but we'll take it. Yeah, that was. I ain't gonna lie, that was comical, to be fair, because even the goal that United scored, the goal that Sesko scored, really shouldn't have really happened. It was. There's more. There's more goals in this. Scrappy, but we'll take it, man. We'll take it. Break out the moat, you know. Why not? How much? How much did Brentford buy Kelleher for? I definitely think there's more goals in this play. Oh, yeah, Sesko started well, you know. He's actually played well so far. When he's got the ball, a little under 20. Okay, not bad. Gonzalo Garcia, after the Club World Cup, has been ghosted. Never saw him scoring goals in the La Liga. But you know what it is now, yeah? This is the thing. This is why you can't really draw too much into pre-season with certain players, because I always knew, yeah, I always knew Garcia was never going to start for Real Madrid when the season started. You, you've got the highest paid player in the league, you know, and one of the most well-known players in world football in Kylian Mbappe. He was always going to play after coming off the back of the season of the goals that he scored last season. And then you look at Vinicius Junior, you know, and then you've got Rodrigo, who can't even get game time, Goulet, Mastan Tuwanu. So yeah, he was never going to play. Let's be honest. Like, he was never going to play. Come on, Mbuemo. Good ball into the box. Oh, unlucky, unlucky. Chrism, you was right, man. You was right. 2-1, 2-0 is a horrible scoreline, because the next goal, you know, could change things. And as I said, um, yeah, and as Broderick has said, Brentford are cracking, looking like at the moment. Fucking hell, look at the break. Well done. Is that your guy? Done well there. It's the only thing he's fucking good at. Midfield struggling. Yeah, to be honest with you, the midfield, I mean, he was always going to go with that midfield. Obviously, Casemiro suspended. You know, he's not going to play Kobe. So it was always going to be Ugarte and Bruno. And yeah, what do you expect? I mean, they haven't been terrible, but that's not a midfield two that you can have any confidence in. And again, this is Brentford. Imagine playing that midfield two against a Liverpool or a City. Teams like that, a Newcastle, let alone Champions League. You know what I mean? But you know what I've noticed, Shed? Brentford have got a lot of former Liverpool players. Kelleher, Sepp Vandenberg, Jordan Henderson. They had Fabio Carvalho. They got Fabio Carvalho who's on the bench as well. They got quite a few. They got quite a few ex Liverpool players. Yeah, Cobby will probably come on, but he'll come on later on in the half. He won't come on straight away. But the manager will obviously bring on. He'll bring on Cobby. He'll bring on Mount, possibly Xerxes as well. Yeah, them guys will come on later on in the half. Who knows? Will Dallo last? Will Dallo last 90 minutes as well? Yeah, this Coyote's got a long throw, boy. Long throw. So should give him 45 minutes, but if he did, Cobby may create section problems. So you're right, Cobby will get 10 minutes. Yeah, listen, what I think what you have to realize as well, if you look at the lineup he's got now, yeah, he's not gonna take. He's like you got to look at Embuemo and Cunha. They're two players that are the big money signings for the summer. They're not gonna come off the pitch, which means that the fall guy is gonna be Sesko. But that means if you take off Sesko, that means you're not gonna play Cobby and Bruno. So that means either Bruno moves to the left 10, and then it goes Cobby and Ugarte. So the fact that Sesko's just scored as well, he's not gonna come off. So yeah, it's one of them things where played Sesko. Played Sesko. He's actually played well. Played Cunha. Gone. Unlucky. 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 But so you got to think the reason Cobby's not going to come on at half time is because Cobby's only going to come on for. I think Ugarte plays the full game unless it's the last 20 minutes because he's the only defensive one that they have in that midfield. Because you're not going to play Cobby and Bruno in there in the Premier League. That's what he's not going to do. So, and then Cunha and Embuemo, they're very rarely going to come off. And as we know, he likes Mason Mount. So Sesko's going to be the full guy, but Sesko's got a goal, as I said, and he's actually playing well. So big up to Wayne Griffins. So Cunha is so different to break his duck. He is killing us. He's killing us. Yeah. Yeah, Broderick, you're right, man. If you look at Cunha, yeah, you can tell Cunha is being a bit selfish because he wants to score a goal. But what you have to realize, yeah, that this system is not conducive to scoring goals. That's what people need to realize. I actually done a stream the other day, yeah, and again there was some information that I see in terms of Amorim at Sporting Lisbon. Now, when you're outperforming your XG, I think they outperform their XG by I think 24 or 25 goals. Now, just reading into that, that will tell you instantly, yeah, that you shouldn't be performing your outperforming your XG by that amount, which shows you that when Sporting Lisbon actually done that, yeah, that's because they had someone in Jokeres that was mad clinical, and the team basically overperformed. But what it tells you is that if you're outperforming your XG by that amount, it usually means that the system that you're playing, which Amorim does, is not designed to get goals. It's not. If they outperform their XG by about 2 or 3 goals, you'd look at it and think, do you know what? Fair enough. But they outperformed it by that amount, which meant that their players overperformed, because that's not sustainable to have an XG of plus 24, 25. I've never heard that. And again, that's in Portugal. There's no team in the Premier League that are going to outperform their XG by that amount. But what that tells you is that this system is flawed anyway. So yeah, is what it is. But yeah, that's why Cunha is looking like he's becoming a bit selfish, because he's not really getting into goal scoring positions, and that's a fault on the actual system. Unlucky, unlucky. I like what I've seen from Sesko so far. I've liked what I've seen. Definitely think there's more goals in this. And guys, again, another goal United have scored through Sesko, yeah, not through Man United creating anything, but from you'd say a goalkeeper mistake or the defense not clearing the ball. Yeah, big up to Chris and Mark, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it. Yeah, listen, as I said, man, I will be doing more. I will be doing more live watch-alongs for sure. You know, obviously, I can't do one all the time at the moment, but I will definitely try and do as much as I can. As I said, I'm going to be live tomorrow for the Newcastle Arsenal game. You know, that'll be a very good game. I'm looking forward to that one. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate the advice, man. Appreciate it. Thing is, I don't think he's going to make any changes at halftime. I don't think he does because, as I mentioned, he's not gonna take off his favourites. Bruno's not gonna come off. Embuemo and Cunha won't come off. You know, that's great, boy. Embuemo and Cunha won't come off. Um, which means the only one that could come off is Sesko, which I don't think he should, because Ugarte is not going to come off because he's the only defensive one. Yeah, big up, my guy. Big up. 4 minutes added time, guys. 4 minutes. I'm gonna go and get myself another super malt. Brentford have played some good football though. That's the annoying thing. They've actually played some good football. Played the licks. Should be last kick before half time. No one fell, was it? Guys, half time, man. 2-1. 2-1 Brentford. You know what? It's actually been quite a good game. It's actually been quite a good game, an interesting game. But yeah, listen. As I said, no chances created again, really. That was just a fortuitous goal, really, from Sesko. But Sesko's been good, man. I've actually thought he's actually played well. So needs to keep it up. But yeah, 2-1. Guys, I'm gonna go quick toilet. Get myself another super malt. Don't forget your super malts. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Ooh. So, guys, yeah, what have you guys made of the game so far? Do you think Brentford have deserved their win? Their lead at the moment. I think 2-1's probably fair. I think United after the goal come back into it. I think, as I said, Sesko's played well for me. I think apart from Sesko, I can't really tell you that he's actually been good for United. I think De Ligt's done what De Ligt has normally done. But yeah, that was a crucial goal to get the make it 2-1. But listen, Brentford have played well, man, and I think there's definitely more goals. There's definitely more goals in this game, 100%. Definitely more goals. Big up Footy's life. Halftime subs. I mean, I can't see it personally because, as I said, there's going to be a few players that he doesn't want to take off, i.e., Bruno, Embuemo, Cunha, and then your guy is defensive. So, yeah, I can't see any subs being made. If there is one sub to make, I don't know why, but I can see him bringing on Mason Mount, but maybe for a Dallo or something like that. I don't know, to get more energy in the team. He might look at. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I don't think there'll be any subs personally. I don't think there'll be any subs. So do you think United can win? I mean, you've always got a chance, but do I believe United under this manager? I don't. So yeah, I just don't know, man. As I said, Brentford have actually played well. They, after the goal that was scored by Sesko, I think United were edging it then, but I think there's definitely more goals, and I think there's more goals in it for Brentford. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, this goal that United scored again should have been prevented. The keeper needs to be stronger there. I look at Donnarumma, yeah. If that's Donnarumma's more physical there, and he's moving Embuemo out the way. But Kelleher, I mean, he done well to make the two reaction saves, but he's just put it back into the area, really. So he's got to be stronger. Yeah, I agree. He's got to be stronger, man. The keeper. So Thiago's a second top scorer behind Erling Haaland now. Crazy. Guys, what are the games today? Premier League games today then? Who's at home? Who's away? Let me know. Put in the chat. What's the games today? Obviously, we know we got Palace and Liverpool. Who else is there? Oh, Spurs and Wolves. Forest, Sunderland, City, Burnley. City, Burnley today. I think City at home for that one. I think City win that one. I think they rested a lot of their players as well in midweek. I think City win that. Forest, Sunderland, Chelsea, Brighton. That'll be a tough game for Chelsea. Who's at home? Oh, Chelsea at home for that one, aren't they? Against Brighton. Yeah, that won't be easy. But Chelsea, I think Chelsea under pressure. They need to win the game. They need to beat Brighton after getting beat by United last week. Villa, Fulham. Ooh, you know what? Fulham have been good. I think if Unai Emery, I think if he doesn't win this game, I mean, if he draws, it's not good. But Fulham are in good form at the moment. But I think if he loses this game, you could see him being the next managerial casualty. And to think that West Ham have sacked Graham Potter and they're immediately looking to hire Nuno, just shows you that they got better standards than Man United, really, because Man United is still figuring it out with this manager. And West Ham are just thought, yeah, listen, we're getting rid of you, man. And I think from what I see of some of the comments, something along the lines of the expectations fell below it. So yeah, West Ham on Monday. Is that at Oh, that's at Everton, yeah. So they've actually sacked him before that game, which is crazy. So yeah, do you know what? I actually thought they would have given him that game to see what he can do, and then if he doesn't win, they'll sack him after. But again, they've pulled the plug, man, which you can't really complain. Yeah. So this Bruno Shaw and Maguire experiment needs to stop. Yeah, bro. Listen, man. I'm actually fed up of just talking about the same stuff now because it's again we've known this. We've known this, and it happened under Ten Hag. It's happening under Amorim. It was happening before that. So yeah, listen, I'm well and truly just disengaged with this nonsense. As I said, you guys know my thoughts. This manager just needs to go, man. It's as simple as that. And until that happens, We just got to keep persevering, man, with this nonsense. But to think that 2025 we've got Bruno, Shaw, and Maguire all in one team, and these are three guys that I would have been confident wouldn't be here still, but we have to still watch them in the team. It's just madness. It's madness. Gav, has Bruno got a tattoo? Yeah, he has. Number 8 tattoo on his arm. That's why people that think he's a number 10 is laughable. He's actually a number 8. Like he's a number 8 in the 4-3-3 box to box. So right, guys, second half about to start. Crucial 45 minutes for Amorim, man. As I said, guys, 6 points from Brentford, Sunderland is what needs to happen. You know, because Liverpool coming up, and then you got Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and Tottenham. So, as I said, if he doesn't get 6 points, how Ineos can justify keeping this manager, I just don't know, man. But we're going to see anyway. Second half about to start now. Let's see. And as Mike says, he needs to get this over the line. Mike, listen, he has to get over the line. I think any defender of Ruben Amorim has to think that. He has to get it over the line. Nah, no subs, man. But why are we surprised? I told you already. He wasn't going to make any subs because it's players that he's going to have to bring off that he doesn't want to. This is the problem. As I said, when you're playing Ugarte and Bruno in the midfield, Ugarte is the only defensive one, and the only other midfield option that you've got to make is Kobbie Mainoo, and he's not going to play Kobbie Mainoo with Bruno in there, and we know Bruno's not going to come off. And then Sesko scored the goal, and Mbeumo and Cunha, you know, you don't want to take them off because they're new signings, big money signings. So, as I said, yeah. His first sub, and don't be surprised, his first sub will be Mason Mount. That'll be his first sub. Yeah, Mike, listen, he's not going to play Mount central midfield. What he's going to do, yeah, the full guy in the attack is going to be Sesko, because as I said, Cunha hasn't scored yet. Mbuemo and Cunha are the new signings. So what he'll do is take off Sesko, put Mason Mount on, and then put Cunha through the middle. And then yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Mason Mount will be his first substitution. This manager's very predictable. He's very predictable. His manager. His first sub will be Mason Mount, but a lot of it's going to depend on Dallo as well, because they haven't got no one that can play that right wing back, because Ahmad's not in the squad because he's got family issues. Mazraoui's injured, so as I said, yeah, there's no so as I said, yeah. Yeah, listen, I agree. Sesko shouldn't come off, but Sesko is going to be the fall guy, because you're not going to take off Cunha or Mbuemo, because the fan base will be going mad because of, as they say, they're big money signings. So I can't even string fucking two passes together, man. Embarrassing. Played Sesko. He should have done better then, Cunha. As a poor strike, to be fair. Should have done better there. Under his foot. Should have done better. Hey, they play some good football, man. I'm telling you. They play some very good football. Free kick. That was needless from the lit, though. That was needless. Damsgaard's been putting in some good free kicks, man. To be fair, some good set pieces. That was poor, to be fair. Oh, this guy gets on my fucking nerves, man. It's Bruno Fernandes. All right on the knee. Crowd chanting Bruno Fernandes, you look like a rat. Yeah, it looks like Splinter from Turtles, man. Trust Ninja Turtles, man. Looks like Splinter, Master Splinter. Oh, this and that guy's annoying, man. Annoying. Everything about his game, I just hate. Like his attitude, the way he always complains. Like people will say he's a winner. He's not, man. He's just a bitch, man. Let's be honest. I mean, the guy just moans all the time. It's just, yeah, it's embarrassing. And he's the captain. Unlucky. Guys, approaching 60th minute. Let's see if he makes any subs. I tell you now, whoever he brings off, if it's an attacker, I don't think the fan base will be happy. And the things as well, he can't play. He can't play. He can't play. He can't play. He won't play and can't play Kobe and Bruno as a midfield too. So, do you think the new keeper will be number one? Not under Amorim, he won't be. I don't think. Again, Amorim didn't want him, so we discussed already. Amorim didn't want Lemens. He wanted Emiliano Martinez. And the fact that they brought in Lemens, for me, I'm happy with, because it means that they're not making signings for the manager. They're club signings. So yeah, I'm not too fussed really, but it's very clear that as it stands right now, this manager's under pressure. So he's not going to risk bringing in a player that hasn't got any Premier League experience. So yeah, he's just going to play someone that's played in the league, which is what he's doing. See what I mean about your guy? Thing is, I'll be very interested to see if he takes off your guy. I'll be very interested to see if he does that. So do I buy United tops? You know what? I don't. I used to when I was younger. You know, I used to have all the kits really when I was younger. But yeah, no, I'm not interested in buying tops, man. Especially with the way this team's performing. And again, you're putting money into the Glazers' pockets. So all these fans that are saying, you know, the Glazers need to be gone, etc. By you buying Man United kits, you know, you're putting money into their pockets, man. So the whole thing just don't make any sense. Tell you now, Brentford have played well. I told you about Sharda, didn't I? Oh, good save by in there. What did I tell you about Sharda? Big up to DXR. Big up, my guy. I told you about Sharda. You know what? If you're being slightly critical of Sharda there, he should have played the ball slightly more in front of Utara, so Utara could meet it. Because the ball was a little bit behind him. If he was going on to meet it properly, then I think he probably would have scored that, but it was slightly behind him. Tell you now, Brentford have caused them problems all day, man. All day. Yeah, big up, my guy, man. Big up for coming back through. Where you been, man? You been hiding? But listen, you know what, Mike, yeah? Premier League football as a whole is poor. Like, so many people think this is the best league in the world. It's not, man. It's the most entertaining league in the world because there's a lot of teams that can vie for certain positions. But in terms of the quality is at an all-time low. Oh, I'm surprised. He's bringing on Kobe Minu and Lenny Yoro. So Yoro's going to come on for I'm surprised. I thought he was gonna bring on Mason Mount. Yoro and Minu, yeah, I'm surprised. Thing is, I wonder who's gonna come off. Maguire and Yagati. Okay. So he's gonna play Bruno and Kobe in the midfield. I swear this manager, yeah. I swear this manager is making it up as he goes along. Oh, good play. Damn God. Played the licked. So he's playing Kobe and Bruno in the midfield too, yeah? Okay. So all of a sudden, yeah, all of a sudden, Kobe's competing with Bruno, and now Kobe's playing with Bruno. Makes you laugh, innit? Amorim reminds me of my manager at work. He must be a total dickhead then. He must be a total dickhead. Yeah, listen, Amorim's full of shit, man. This is the same guy that told us, yeah, Kobe is competing, yeah, with Bruno Fernandes. And now he's bringing on Kobe to play with Bruno in a midfield 2 in the Premier League. This guy's a clown, man. He's a clown. The thing is, Kobe's not a 6, Mike. He's not a 6, yeah. But the thing is, if he wants to, in a sense, yeah, if he wants to play in this team, he has to play as a 6 because the manager's not going to play him anywhere else, yeah. But the problem is, against better teams, you're gonna see the frailties of having Kobe in there with a Bruno. You know, you got a shit. He is. So, Cunha played Cunha. Yeah, listen, he has to, but yeah, listen, Kobe has to play the 6 to get into this team, but he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to do that. That's the problem. He shouldn't have to do that. And as I said, man, let's just concentrate on this game because there's problems coming his way, man. Look at the break. Look at the break. He messed it up. He messed it up. Yeah, it's a poor pass from Yarmouk. I'm actually surprised he brought on Kobe and Yoro. You know, I would have started both of them, but play Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Done well there. Done well. And Bremo's been poor, you know. He's been poor. The only way for Kobe to play is for Bruno to get injured, and that don't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. But again, it should never have come to that. Yeah, it should never come to this. That Kobe has to play if Bruno gets injured. That's a feign on the manager. I reckon he brings on Mount for Sesko. If Mount and Xerxes come on, I just don't know who takes off, because you got to take off either Bruno, Embuemo, or Cunha. Because we know Sesko will go off, but who knows? But Mike, yeah, as I said, man, if you've got a manager and all the players are playing shit, yeah, that's a fault on the manager. If you had one or two players that weren't playing too good, yeah, you could think, yeah, fair enough, they're in bad form or whatever, yeah. But when you've got a collection of players that none of them are playing to their ability, to their full capabilities, and they're playing poor, that's when you have to look at play Kobe. That's when you have to look at the manager. Penalty, penalty, penalty. Two boys, listen, penalty. The thing is, Dallo didn't even mean that. Yeah, it's a foul, man. He pulled him. Yeah, it's a foul. It's a foul. Bro, whenever Kobe gets on the pitch, look how more fluid we are. Because Kobe's a very good footballer, man. He is. To be fair, it's a foul. It is a foul. Yeah, it's a foul. It is a pen. This always takes so long, man. Just get this over and done with. Come on. Get this game back on, man. Bruno penalty, 2-2. Come on. Taking this long to get the penalty going, you know. Someone's praying. You're praying, yeah, and it's flipping Brentford away. See how much this club's dropped? You're praying. What are you praying for? What is going on there, man? They're praying against Brentford away. He's missed it. Oh my fucking God. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Oh. You, you, you know what it is, yeah? You know what it is, yeah? You know what it is, yeah? You've got a player in Bruno Fernandes, yeah, that wants to be front and center of attention, yeah? Brian Mbeumo won the penalty, yeah? He's playing against his former club. Just let Mbeumo take the fucking penalty. But it's always got to be about Bruno Fernandes. I am sick and fucking tired of this player. I'm sick and tired of this player. We was told Eric Cantona, yeah? We was told Eric Cantona. We was told that the club, not the club, no, they didn't want to listen to offers of 100 million from Saudi. This guy has to be front and center. He has to be front and center of everything. This fucking Bruno Fernandes. And again, he has been dependable from the penalty spot, yeah? But the very fact that he took that penalty, yeah, and then Buemo's on the pitch, Cunha's on the pitch, it's an absolute fucking embarrassment, I'm telling you. It's an embarrassment. This guy, for some reason, has got the club by the balls. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, Luke Shaw got buoyed off there, you know. What's going on? No, that's... She should have prayed harder, yeah. Maybe it was her praying that fucking made him miss the penalty. Why are you praying away to Brentford? I mean, a lot of these fans are losers, man. What are they praying for? It's Brentford away. If it's a Champions League final or a semi-final, I'd understand it. But Brentford away. I mean, that's how much this club has sunk. You know what I mean? Joke, man. Absolute fucking joke. Bro, Cunha should have taken it. Mbeumo should have taken it. These guys were penalty takers for their former clubs. But everything's got to be about Bruno Fernandes. That's the problem. Cunha's playing more central, though, in the second half. Joke, man. Absolute joke. You are now showing comments on full screen. Yeah, it's always been like that. Guys, can you see your comments on the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see your comments on the screen. Because it's always been like that. Can you see comments on the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Or give me a thumbs down if you can't. Yeah, listen, Fernandes, man. So yeah, exactly. So N7 says you're now showing comments on full screen. It's always been like that. So why does Amram have his head down? Exactly. Doesn't exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because is if you're a player and you see your manager just despondent all the time, it's telling you that the manager doesn't really believe in you. You know what I mean? So go on, Cunha. We're going to a back four, sure for Mount. Bro, he's not gonna go back four. He's never gonna do that. He's probably gonna play Luke Shaw. Actually, no, he might. Was he enter back four? He might do actually. Or is he gonna put look at that. Joshua Xerxes, yeah, can't even get on the fucking pitch. You see what I mean about this manager? Yeah, I told you, Broderick. Yeah, Dallow's gonna go either right or left sided back three, and then Mason Mount's gonna play as a wing back. Yeah, I'm telling you, this manager's not gonna go to a back four. He's made it obvious. He's an absolute disgrace. This manager, I'm telling you, absolute disgrace. Joshua Xerxes can't even get on the pitch for this. Henderson and Damsgaard off on Yaker and Yanel on. 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes. So before you were doing vertical live after the game. Oh yeah, that's because I wasn't on my laptop, man. That's why. But yeah, when I'm on my laptop, I always put the comments on the screen. It means your lives are usually like your full screen. Okay. Yeah, listen, Amram's never changing to a back four. He's not. He's even come out of that and said like what's the comment he said? He'll be done or something like that. Look at that. Mason Mount coming onto the pitch before Joshua Xerxes, Joshua Xerxes can't buy a start. He can't even get on the pitch these days. These days. Sesko was good in the first half, but he's gone missing in the second half. He has. But again, United don't create chances. The system is not built to create chances. I don't know how many times we have to keep saying this. If you look at the goal come from really, you would say, um, yeah, the goal come from really, you would say, a mistake from Kelleher. I think Kelleher should have, but to be fair, Kelleher's actually Kelleher's actually made up for it with a penalty save, and he again the chance come from a penalty come from a penny a penalty that obviously was missed by Bruno. You know what I mean? So Oh my God. He's now bringing on Xerxes, yeah? 6 minutes. Get this clown out of here, man, this manager. Get this clown manager out of here. 6 minutes. Good play. Poor touch. You know what, yeah? The quality of this game has been so poor, man. It's been so poor. I mean, there's been bits and pieces of good play, but it's just, it's just poor, man. I mean, even Igor Thiago there for Brentford. I mean, that was shocking what he done there. So now he's got. So yeah, is Mount playing wing back? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this formation. What he's doing? Is he just throwing caution to the wind? He's under pressure. How do you rate Man United performance in Premier League and Athletic performance in La Liga? Are both bad or what? Bro, Manchester United have been an absolute embarrassment in the Premier League this season. You know, I remember the first game of the season, fans were saying the game against Arsenal, we played well, but we lost the game. And from what I saw, United didn't play well. They just played better than Arsenal. And that's because Arsenal were poor. But Arsenal still left Old Trafford with 3 points. The Fulham game was a joke, and let's be honest with you. The Fulham game, they should have lost that one because the goal that was scored, an own goal, Lenny Yoro actually fouled Calvin Bassey, and he got given a penalty against him in that game, which Bruno also missed. The What's the game after that? The Burnley game. They won that 3-2 more or less last kick of the game. Again, that was a penalty given by which wasn't a penalty. If we're being honest, that wasn't a penalty. Man City, we got absolutely destroyed in that game. And then the Chelsea game was an absolute joke, let's be honest. And again, that game was ooh. And that game was turned on its head by a 6-minute calamity from Robert Sanchez. And then you get this game. You see what I mean? So, absolute joke, man. So Lumi's Lumi, I'm not sure if you're trolling at this point. So hi Gav, you edged this performance wise, unlucky to lose. We've edged it performance wise. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what game you've watched today, but I massively disagree. And again, you're someone who's Lumi, you're someone whose opinions I respect, because you always come out with the good takes. But to say we've edged this performance, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you've actually watched the game. This performance has been poor. Brentford have deserved to win. Look, even if you look at the goal that Man United scored, that was a goal because of a mistake. Again, they don't create chances. This team, this system is not set up to create chances. It's not. 8 minutes, guys. 8 minutes left. Let's see. What is that? Yeah, listen. If you haven't watched the game, then as I said, we've been there watching the game for the whole time, and let me tell you now, Man United have not edged anything. Man United had a spell for about 5 minutes where once they got the goal, they were pressurizing Brentford, but Brentford have been clearly the better team. And again, it's not even been a good game. It's been a poor game. Guys, we're going to get into the match reaction straight after the game. Um, Look at this. My man just booting the ball like that. Embarrassing. Embuemo hasn't been good, to be fair. He hasn't. Look at this. We're resorting to crosses. Xerxes. Good ball. Hey, they've worked that well. Nah, they've actually worked that well. Some of them will have their way of us. Boy. Go to the ball. Go to the ball. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Guys, he's failed. I told you 6 points, guys. Fucking disgrace. Disgraceful. Fucking disgraceful. Fucking disgraceful. Oh, fuck this, man. Fuck this. Oh, I actually thought I got a deflection. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, this is just a fucking joke. Yeah, you put your fucking top over your fucking head, Bruno. I actually thought it got a deflection. Guys, so what have we learned? Yeah, what have we learned? Ruben Amorim cannot get back-to-back wins as a manager. His win percentage has gone down again. Oh, that's a joke, man. Right, guys, we're gonna get into the player ratings after, man. We're gonna get into the ratings after because this is an absolute fucking joke. Mate, just sack this guy already. Just fucking sack him already, man. I'm getting tired of this now. It's all over, guys. It's all over. Yeah, big up, Broderick, my guy. Big up for coming on, bro. Big up, man. And as he says, after all that lip service, after the Chelsea win, they do this, delete this, save and start again. Big up for it. Yeah, listen. Listen, man. I'm just fed up, man. I'm well and truly fucking fed up. Who comes in for Amorim? Listen, let him fuck off back to Portugal, man. I don't give a fuck. Let him fuck off back to Portugal. This guy's an absolute fucking disgrace. And big up to Joshua. Look at that. They lost Vissa, Embuemo, Thomas Frank, and still won. And you know why that is? Yeah, because they have a system in play that is conducive to the players they bring in. Dango Utara coming for Embuemo. You know, Dango Utara performed better than Embuemo today. Igor Thiago coming for Vissa. Keith Andrews coming for Thomas Frank. Yeah, but the way these fans shouldn't be clapping. They shouldn't be clapping. They're part of the problem, these fans. It's an absolute fucking embarrassment, this club. Fucking disgrace, man. Absolute disgrace, this manager. All the jokes now, man. Get Big Sam, you know what I mean? So United now 13th, guys. And the funny thing is, yeah, I'm actually getting used to this now. I'm actually getting used to this because this is unacceptable, guys. Man United, one minute, they win the odd game, then they lose. And guys, let's not get away from it, yeah? Let's not get away from it, yeah? Against Chelsea, Chelsea win that game if it's 11 versus 11. Chelsea win that game. I don't want anyone to get away from that. Chelsea win that game if it's 11 versus 11. I cannot believe this. This club's an absolute shambles, guys. Right. We're going to get into it, guys, before we wrap. So, Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. And let me tell you this to start with, yeah? The team that he picked, I mean, I was surprised that Mason Mount didn't play because we know he's love for Mason Mount. And I did say Lenny Yoro should have started, but he plays Maguire, you know? Now, I'm no genius, yeah? But what I did say was Kevin Schade, yeah, is a problem with his pace, you know? He only played Harry Maguire because Harry Maguire is physical when he's good in the air, yeah? To think Harry Maguire was marking Igor Thiago, and I'm not saying that Maguire was at fault for any of the goals, really, yeah? But Igor Thiago got 2 goals today, and his direct competitor was Harry Maguire. So that choice to play him instead of Yoro, he's lost that one. Yeah. Schade actually made the assist for Thiago's second goal with his pace. Yeah. If Lenny Yoro was playing, maybe Lenny Yoro would have got to Schade. Who knows? Yeah. But the fact that he played that back three of Shaw, Maguire, and De Ligt, yeah, I actually feel sorry for De Ligt because De Ligt is Man United's best centre back, and he's having to play next to clowns like Maguire and Shaw, who have been at the club for how long now, and they're still figuring in this team. Embarrassment, yeah? So, that's the first thing. Manuel Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, central midfield. Now, Casemiro suspended. Kobe Manu, as we know, he doesn't want to play Kobe Manu, yeah? Ugarte's shit, yeah? And Bruno Fernandes, you guys know my feelings on Bruno Fernandes anyway, so I'm not going to go too much into it, yeah? To think this manager told us that Kobe is battling with Bruno for a position, he brings Kobe on to play with Bruno in the midfield too, who we already know in this system, Kobe doesn't play his best football in this system because this system is fucking flawed, yeah? Another thing. The front three, Sesko, Mbeumo, and Cunha. Yeah? Mbeumo was shocking today. Absolutely shocking. Do I blame Mbeumo? I don't. He's a new signing, and he's come into a team where this team is just, under this manager, is fucking shit. Yeah? Not to mention, this manager keeps on playing Mbeumo as a 10. I'm going to say it for the last time now, yeah? Brian Mbeumo is a winger. He's naturally going to drift out to the right, which means when you play Mbeumo as a 10, you know, Benjamin Sesko has got no one close to him to link with because Mbeumo is a winger. So this manager plays Mbeumo as a 10, yeah? And he was poor today, again. I know he won the penalty, but he wasn't great. Matthias Cunha, and guys, remember from the first game of the season, in pre-season as well, I said to you guys, watch Matthias Cunha get very frustrated with this team. You can already see it now, what he's actually doing, yeah? He hasn't scored, which again is through no fault of his own, because this system doesn't allow you to create chances. So if you look at what Cunha's doing now, Cunha is trying to do everything on his own, being selfish, yeah? Trying to get shots off at every opportunity because he's feeling the pressure of not scoring a goal. And this team, the team is not set up for him to be in goal scoring positions. Yeah? He weren't great today, but he wasn't worse than Mbeumo for me. Benjamin Sesko got the goal, and in actual fact, I actually thought Sesko was actually good today. When he had the ball, he kept it. You know, he was linking the play, and obviously got his goal. Second half, he went missing. Now, that goal from Sesko came from a mistake. It wasn't because United carved through Brentford. It came from a mistake from the goalkeeper, which he made up for with the penalty miss from Bruno Fernandes. So, again, United don't create chances, and we lose the game 3-1. Yeah? Now, Bruno Fernandes, guys, if ever you want to see a player, that only cares about himself, today was the game. Because Mbeumo wins the penalty against his former club. Yeah. Bruno was poor yet again. And for Bruno to keep relevant, and what this has done as well, yeah, this has made the Bruno defenders and these statisticians out there, it's put them in the mud today. And I'll tell you why, yeah. Because Bruno was poor, and yet again, it would have been a game where Bruno would have stat padded his way to people looking at him having a decent game. The fact that United lost, he didn't stat pad, and he missed the penalty. I want to see what people are going to say with this player now. Because this is the most protected player I've ever seen at Manchester United in the history of the game since I've been watching football. The amount of protection this guy gets because of numbers is an absolute disgrace. Now, the problem is, Man United have lost 3-1. He's had no GA, and he missed a crucial penalty at a crucial time when he should have let Mbeumo or Cunha take the penalty. Yeah? So if ever you guys wanted to see a player that doesn't give a shit about the team but himself, there's your opportunity there to see it. Because he should have let Mbeumo take it, not him. Yeah? And how many penalties has Bruno missed this season now? And again, Bruno's actually a good penalty taker. But I believe he's missed 2 penalties this season now, against Fulham and now against Brentford. Yeah? So all of a sudden now, he's not becoming invincible from the penalty spot. Yeah? His substitutions, yet again, takes off a defender for another defender. Lenny Yoro should have started the game, and yet he comes on for Harry Maguire. Patrick Dorgu comes off for Joshua Zirkzee, yeah? Mason Mount, I believe, was playing left wing back. You know, obviously someone in the chat as well said that United are going to go to a 4 at the back. I think it might have been Broderick, yeah? This manager is just an absolute clown. Why he keeps persisting, yeah, playing players out of position because he wants to fall on his sword on his fucking formation is an absolute disgrace. Yeah? I just don't understand it at this point. You're bringing on Mason Mount, who I can't stand anyway. I don't rate him one bit. You're bringing Mason Mount on, and you're playing him left wing back. Just change the fucking system and stop trying to be clever, Amorim. This is the problem, yeah. This manager thinks he's clever. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. Just change the fucking system and stop playing about. Like, what is this manager doing? What the fuck is he doing? You're bringing on Mason Mount, yeah, and you want to play him left wing back. Why? Why is he doing that? He brought on Kobe Mainu, who he told us cannot play, is competing with Bruno to play with Bruno in a Premier League game. And you think you're going to do anything serious? This manager's a fucking disgrace. Fucking disgrace, I'm telling you. Absolute disgrace. I'm fed up with this guy. Guys, I said 6 points. Brentford and Sunderland 6 points. He's failed. So Ineos, sack him now. Just sack him. You have to sack him. I don't care about this Sunderland game now because what's going to happen? They're gonna probably scrape a narrow win against Sunderland. It's going to be shit again. And then Liverpool, if he's still here, we're going to get beat. So I have to ask myself now, because the international break is coming up after the Liverpool game, what is the point of this manager? If Ineos are doing it, yeah, to save money, then they have to go as well because it doesn't make no sense. You're sabotaging the club by keeping this fucking manager. When he's bringing on Mason Mount to play left wing back and you're losing the game and you want to stick to your fucking philosophy, you have to sack him. You have to sack him. You have to sack him. At this point now, yeah, Ruben Amorim is taking the piss. He literally is taking the piss out of one of the biggest clubs in the world by doing this nonsense. He's taking the piss. I just can't understand, yeah, why he's just so hell-bent on this system. It makes no sense. If Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are watching this year, just fucking sack him now, man. He's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. You're losing the game, yeah? Any top manager that comes in will change something. Change the formation, change the players. Why is he bringing on Mason Mount, yeah, to keep a three at the back? Someone tell me why he's doing that. He's not smart, this manager. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. And he's going to come out in his press conferences, gaslighting the fan base, and just talk shit yet again. Why is he continually doing this? West Ham have showed, yeah? West Ham have showed that, you know, West Ham are second from bottom. And let's be honest with you, yeah? Graham Potter, you know, I think Graham Potter as a manager in terms of how his team plays, yeah? They play some decent football. But ultimately, he won't get in the results, yeah? They've sacked his ass and they're hiring Nuno straight away. Why the fuck are we keeping this manager who's shit? He's shit. He's had 9 wins in the Premier League since he's been here. And they've played 40-odd games. Why the fuck is he still here? It makes no sense what's going on. Are they trying to save money? Is that what I'm hearing? Are they trying to save money? For what reason? Just fucking sack the guy. What is the point of going into Sunderland, yeah, with this manager? What is the point? Guys, anyway, listen. Big up yourselves for coming through. Yeah, listen. Man United lose again. But why am I surprised? This manager is incapable of winning back-to-back games. Just get your coat and fuck off now, Amorim. Just go, man. Just go. I'm tired of this nonsense. And you're going to have people just defending this crap. They're going to keep defending this manager. We know he's shit. I don't care what players he hasn't got or has got. The facts are he was brought in as a good coach and he's not coaching anything. He's bringing on Joshua Zirkzee with 6 minutes to go. What is the fucking point? What is the point? This manager's an absolute disgrace. I'm tired of this fucking manager. Get him out of there now. Guys, big up yourselves for coming through. Yeah. I'm going to be back tomorrow, 4:30. Newcastle versus Arsenal. Live watch along for that one as well. So yeah, make sure you guys come back through tomorrow. But guys, I'm just pissed off, man. I'm fed up of this whole nonsense. So yeah, back tomorrow. Keep an eye on the schedule, guys. And yeah, big up yourselves each and every time. And listen, I'm not even going to say that I expect to see Amorim sacked in the morning because we know it's not going to happen. But what I do expect, man, is yeah, is for Ineos to just make a decision because this is unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. I mean, when the team are playing that shit, yeah, when are you going to start looking at the manager? Again, a lot of these players ain't good enough, yeah? But this system, as I keep saying to you, yeah? And I'm going to say it one more time, guys, just so we know, yeah? When he was at Sporting Lisbon, yeah? The season where Gyökeres got those mad numbers, they beat their expected goals by, I think, 24 or 25 goals, yeah? Which is unheard of, yeah? What that shows you is that the system that Amorim plays, especially in Portugal as well, is not designed to get goals. They had a freak season and a freak striker in that season that got numbers. He's coming to the Premier League, yeah, which is a tougher league, yeah, and you're playing this fucking system the way he's playing it, yeah, and are we surprised why this team don't score goals? Look at the goal today. The goal didn't come from quality; it come from mistake, and then the other goal, which was a potential, was a penalty. They are not creating clear-cut chances for their team because of this fucking system and the way this manager interprets the system. So my answer to that, yeah, is why is he still here? Why is he still here? Crazy. But guys, big up yourself for coming on each and every time. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out and make sure you sub to the channel if you're new in there as well. As I said, guys, back tomorrow, man. For the watch along between Newcastle and Arsenal. So yeah, big up yourselves, and I'll catch you in a bit. Take it easy.